The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray. Feeling good, Lewis. We have a wonderful guest today. Paula Webb Douglas will be our guest at the half hour. On Monday, we will have Tim Bost, and then on Tuesday, I head out to the across the pond to visit our friends over in the UK, and I will not be on the show on Tuesday. I should be able to make Wednesday, Thursday. Friday cannot because it'll be live trading all day long, and we're going to have some fun doing that. It's fun to be with the group. I mean, you've heard Tom Hugard before, and David, Paul. I mean, gosh, they're really good at what they do. Let's take a look at these two charts, folks. The first one was the FTSE. You can see that beautiful ABCD that completed with that purple pattern. And then I've also posted the one for the German DAX, which has been the weaker. You'll notice here, folks, we're making a lower top exactly at the Fibonacci retracement of 618. It's also an ABCD pattern. It's also a head and shoulders pattern. If you look at the left shoulder over there, which is right here, right in the middle of this pattern right here, there's your, I hope you can see the arrow moving right there. That's your point B, and then you go up and you make a high here. That's your head, and then you come down to your right shoulder. The right shoulder being substantially left than the left shoulder, and the time frame between the left shoulder and the right shoulder is nearly equal, and that is what you really like to see. I hope that mouse showed okay. I think I got it working a little bit better, but we'll see. Anyway, that's what you want to be watching. Now, the key is if it gets any higher than where that market is right now, you have to figure 1% higher. You're certainly wrong, and that's why you want to pay really close attention to it. Anything up in this area here, you would be wrong on that head and shoulders pattern. However, let's move on to one other one. We've got another one here that looks real interesting today. Not a head and shoulders pattern, but still quite interesting. And just give me 1 second and we will get it here. There we go. Okay, now this is our market. This is the S&P cash. Let's get this little puppy up here so we can all take a quick look at it. This is what is known as the SPY, which is the S&P cash. Most of the options are based on this. As you can see here, folks, we had a beautiful ABCD pattern right at the top there on January 4th. We came down. We rallied up to exactly 61% retracement there on February 12th, and that's where we were expecting the market to come down strong into March 5th. And, of course, we did come down. Didn't quite complete the ABCD. It should have went to 3,800. It didn't. But what we're doing right now, folks, is we're right back here. We're making the exact same number that we made right back here, 618 to the tick. That number on the S&P, on the S&P futures was 45.37. And the high today earlier was something around that level. I think at point maybe higher, 45.39 or 40 even. And anyway, that's where we are. The time frame between 1, 3, and 5 is very, very similar with the cash S&P. The futures is off a little bit because of the overnight trading, but the cash market is pretty much spot on. That means if we close strongly today, we'll probably go up forever, and maybe even farther than forever. One only knows, does one. So we're going to be watching that very, very closely here, folks. This is about as perfect setup as you're going to get. I mean, I remember I was bearish 50 points lower, but I didn't think we were going to make that 61% retracement, and we did. And we did, and so we have to be very, very respectful of that. Now, let's talk just a little bit here about, hold on just a second. Hold on just a second here. Shane has sent me something I'm going to try to do. Here is the, we want to get this up here for the, doggone it, just a second here. This was the one we were looking at just the other day, and all I wanted to do is I want to show you the structures of the ABCDs. You can see that this is a smaller time frame, 15-minute, but you'll notice here that these ABCDs are nearly spot on perfect, folks. You know, there's your A, B, C. I can't get this mouse to work. There's the first one right here, A, B, C, D. You come down, and then you make another one right up here. Well, the ABCD is the whole structure of how we get started on all this stuff, folks. And it really sets up, you know, what's going to happen next. A perfect example of that, and we're going to use crude oil as that example. We're still going to stay with the 15-minute, but we're going to look at crude oil. Here was the answer yesterday. This was a beautiful pattern, and we talked about it on the video that we sent out because it was everything was correct on it, and we also put that little caveat in that we're going to go through in just a second. You can see right here we make a perfect ABCD right on the money there, and that's at 108 and change, and then we have a nice rally coming off of that. You can see that's where we are. Well, when we sent the video out, we have to be prepared to see what's going to happen with that rally, okay? So the first thing we're expecting here, let's get this up here, is to see if the market, hold on one second, a little harder this time, but we'll get it up here. We want to see how the market handles when it gets to the 382 retracement. And look at this, folks. There's the 382 retracement. Here's the buy signal right here. That's what we talked about. Then we put this in, and this is when we were this was all we had at this time was the 382. None of this had happened yet. That's happened today. But you'll see it stays there for 4 hours, folks. It stays there at 4 hours at that 112 and change, and then boom, bada bing, bada boom, down it comes. And how does it come down? Let's look at it just a tiny bit closer. I hope you like this kind of stuff because I sure do. Hold on just a second here. We'll see where we are. Get up here. Put this up. And you'll see we come down, but there was the 382. Then we break down, okay? And what do? We rally right back up to the 382, exactly. So, and now we're heading back down again. So, well, this is a real shorter term time frame, but it's giving you an idea how you try to control risk when you're doing this as you're going through watching some of these trades. I've got a real interesting chart here on interest rates from the Elliott Wave people. It's a very long-term chart, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens because we've got some real exciting things going on over there in the interest rate market, as you well know. Now, let's take a look here at one other one here that was real exciting today, folks. Hit the price objectives of what we were looking for, and that's our good friend natural gas, in the news all the time over in the UK because their natural gas sells for 3 times what ours does. And what we did today, folks, is we completed this A, B, C, D up here, making a new high up there at 560 something, 5.6 or something like that, and then we're down a little bit, down 5.4 right now, but that was a completed pattern. You can see the breakout, you can see the move up. AB equals CD. We will have Paula Douglas after the break, but we got to talk a little bit about some of these other markets when we get back.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, folks, Shane Smolian was kind enough to send in this chart on the S&P mirror. And you'll notice here we have a 3-drive pattern. There's drive 1. There's drive 2, there's drive 3. It makes a slightly higher high. Remember, folks, on the daily 61% retracement, that number was 45.37. The high was 45.30. Looks like 45.39, I guess. Anyway, that's what it's trading is slightly lower than that right now. Anyway, that's an important thing to look at. Now, we keep it a little as simple as possible watching these 3-drive patterns, but they don't always come up the way that we want them to, but nothing ever does, so do that. Now here's a question. Here's a nice chart here from the Elliott Wave folks. They have some really great long-term charts, as you all know, and we'll get this up here so we can, just give me a second here. There we go. Now we get it up there. Share the screen just a minute here. All right. Okay, this is the interest rate market over the past 50 or 60 years. It's a long time. This was 1981, folks, up in here. This was right after gold made its high at 860, and interest rates were, trading at, 13%, I believe. T-bill rates were right at that 13% level. You can see we came down to negative for just a little bit, and globally never here. But now we're in the midst of higher interest rates. Interest rates are starting to go higher. We've been bearish bonds, and we've got a caller in from Niagara Falls. Mike, are you there?
Yeah, hi. Thanks for taking the call. I wanted to look at the XOP.
Unfortunately, Mike, I'm not capable of pulling it up that fast, but I will tell you this. As soon as the break comes, I will put the XOP chart in it. I'll talk about it a little bit when the break comes in. That'll give me time to get the chart put up and also introduce Paula Douglas, and then we'll talk about the XOP at that time. Would that be all right?
How about the natural gas?
Natural gas, I've already talked about natural gas. Natural gas made a big ABCD this morning at 5.6. 5.6. We're trading 5.4 right now. But that is a big ABCD after that breakout. That is definitely what's happened. So we should be in for a pretty good correction here in the natural gas here for at least a couple of days anyway. I'd look for at least a 3-day pullback.
A 3-day pullback. That's it. To where? 450?
Oh, no. If it's that good, it should get to around 495 at the most. 450, you got to be a little scary there because it shouldn't get below 495.
And then what's your upside? Your subsequent
well,
upside?
then you see the next swing up, and the next swing up, if it's correct, it'll take you to 620.
620. Okay, I haven't seen the charts. Can you post them?
I can't do it right now, Mike. The problem is I have to put the chart together, put it in a format, and get it out, and I can't do that and talk at the same time and get ready for my next guest. So what I'll try to do is I'll get that XOP chart up for you and talk about it when Paula comes on in about 9 minutes. I can do that, but other than that, I'm not able to do that. Have you seen the natural gas chart?
No,
because
I haven't.
I did put that up. That was in there. Let me put it up again for you so that you can see it, and we'll talk about it together here because we had a really strong interest in that today, as you can imagine. Hold on 1 second here. Let's get this up here. All right. Okay, Mike, see, we completed this ABCD right here. There's your A leg, there's your B leg, there's your C leg, and your D leg made a new high here, taking out the old high. And then, of course, the market starts to sell off immediately, once that D point is completed. And we should back off into this area right here, Mike, which is around that 495 level. That's where we shouldn't get any lower than that. Back to this old downtrend line. If we get right to there, that would be a really good buying opportunity. At that point right there. But until that comes, it's pretty tough to trade it from the either the long side or the short side because you got to risk about 10 handles or $1,000 when you trade that. But right now that pattern is complete, and we should get down to that line here within about probably 3 to 5 days would be my guess.
So next week, yeah. So basically next week.
Next week, yeah. Well, this is Friday, yeah. So next week would probably be what we'd be looking at.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, thank you. And I will have the XOP chart up for you when we get back from the break. I want to get back to that chart here on this that was sent to us by the Elliott Wave folks, kind enough to send it over to us. But this is the long-term version of interest rates. Here we had, really high interest rates, way back here when inflation was 13%, and Reagan had just taken over the presidency from Carter. Gold had topped, and of course gold came down for 20-some years. Didn't bottom until 2003 with the help of Mr. Tom O'Brien Sr., who said this is the bottom when it was $2.40 an ounce. I remember vividly. Okay, now we're in the midst of the first part of this rally here, folks. I don't know where these things are going to go, but we're going to be looking at much higher interest rates. People are going to say, wait a minute, if I'm going to put this money up, I want to be paid for it. Remember when they tried to feed us the negative interest rates down here, like give me your money, okay, and I'm only going to charge you a small fee for holding your money, but I'm not going to be able to guarantee that you're going to get your money back. Boy, was that a really good deal. I remember, I said, I got to think about that. Looks real. It's as interesting as when you bought bonds and T-bills up here, tax-free municipal bonds here in California at 15%. Unfortunately, they were called 2 years later, but you had tax-free, and that for me that was a 30%. That was a 30% payout in bonds, folks, when I was at Drexel, and that was oh dear, that was what you call Christmas Day every day. Unfortunately, they were called away. Okay, now let's move on to another one that's interesting here, and that is the one we've been doing this one for quite some time. It's still in the ballpark here. We only have 2 trades on. We're short gold, short S&P, and short this Australian dollar. It's not moving anywhere. We have a very, very we're basically break even, because there's a perfect ABCD up in here, and now we're basically. Oh, did I put the right one up? Yeah, it's the Australian dollar, and our stop is just right above here. The risk on this trade, folks, was only $150. That's why it was so intriguing, because you had that perfect ABCD here. There's your A leg here. There's your B leg. There's your C leg, and there's your D leg right up there. Just right on the money, and hasn't gone down much, but it hasn't gone up much either. So that's in a really tight trading range. Paula Douglas will be our guest here in just a moment. The other one that we want to talk about was the gold. We'll get this one up here. And hold on 1 second here. Alrighty. Okay, and there's the gold. We had the perfect ABCD and a 382 retracement up there at 1970. High was 1972. We backed off to a 19. It was over $20 profit in it at one time, and of course we when you make $2,000, you're only risking $600. You want to book some of that, but our original objective here is 1635. So the second unit would be at 1635. Stay tuned for Paula Douglas, and we'll be right back, folks, after the break.
Are you having fun trading the markets, but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, folks, I'm back, and I believe we have on the line our friend Paula Webb Douglas. Are you there, Paula T?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Listen, I want to ask you a question. We've talked about this privately, of course, but there is a video, there's quite a few videos of Mark and presentations that he's made over the years. Unfortunately, some unscrupulous people took those and pirated them away from you and stuff like that, but these are really valuable pieces of information. Paula, Is there any way that you can retrieve that to make it private again, or is it just out there forever?
Unfortunately, yes, it's out there forever. And, this was one of the reasons that really bothered Mark, because as you know, how he was such a generous man, and all anybody had to do was ask, and he would let them use the materials. But people whose names I will not mention here decided to make our materials. Yeah, okay.
No, I won't do that either. People in the industry that I know who they are.
We know, and they decided to make them public for their own use, and then of course those people shared, and then it shared, and then it shared, and now it's just all over the place. And that was one of the things that really broke Mark's heart. I'm being honest here. This will all be in his biography, of course, but it just really hurt him that he lived to help traders become the best they could be, and he just never understood why people would steal from him. And but it is what it is, and so we just make it available, and if it brings people to awarenesses to help their trading, that's great. But just for everyone out there, the pirated videos and audios are not the whole story. So don't think all you got to do is watch these videos and you've got it, because that's not the case.
Well, Paula, I can remember one instance when you guys were still in Chicago, and I came back to visit. I think it was in 90. You came out here in 96. I think I was back there in 95. We did a 5-day gig. That was when the hockey players were there. Yeah, it was that. Yes. It was that week. I was there for 2 weeks, and on one of those occasions, a bond trader was a friend of Robert St. John's, was having a lot of trouble, and he was basically out of money. I think he had like 10 grand left in his account. He had already lost about $500,000, and he came in and begged Mark to help him. And Mark's first words were, "Stop begging." I remember he came in, introduced himself, and he said, "Stop begging." He said, "I'll help you." He said, if you get it back, he said, "Pay me. If not," he said, "don't worry about it." And then he said to me, he said, "Larry, you got to leave the room now." And I said, "Okay." So he had him in there about 2 hours, and then over the next several months, the guy did turn it around and ended up being a really monster trader. But he had a problem domestically, and that affected his whole thinking. And boy, that's one thing that we've got to remember. Whenever you have something in your mind that screws up your psychic, you shouldn't be trading. I'm sorry for interrupting so much, Paula. They don't want to listen to me. They want to listen to you. Tell the folks what you have for us today.
Well, the world's in flux right now, and we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, whether it's here or in the Ukraine. And one of the things that we teach, of course, is keeping your focus. So a lot of traders now are saying, well, how do I keep focus when I don't know what's going on? Well, the whole premise of trading is you don't know what's going to happen in the market next, right? That's what we write. That's what we teach. That's what everybody says they believe. But if you truly believe that you don't know what's going to happen in the market next, I mean, you can have an idea, but it may not be a fact, then if you truly subscribe to that belief, then whatever is going on in the world shouldn't affect your trading.
Yeah, well, you're absolutely correct about that. Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
So you got to step back and say, okay, do I really believe that anything can happen in the market? Be honest with yourself and say, well, yeah, I do believe that. Okay, then you don't worry about it, hopefully. Then you don't have to worry about what may be happening anywhere else in the world. Yeah. While you're trading, anyway. Maybe after trading hours, but not while you're trading. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes great sense. Paula, I remember when we went down to New Orleans at CompuTrack when they were starting, back and you and Mark got married in '83, wasn't it that the year you got married?
91.
91? Oh,
I hadn't even met him in '83.
Yeah, okay. But because that part of...
Hey, don't make me any older than I am, please.
No, well, hey, 36 is 36 in any language, you know what I mean?
Right.
Anyway, when we were in CompuTrack down in 1983, when they were just starting to bring these charts up, we didn't even have charts like we have now. You had to get them off of ticker tape or something, off Reuters or something like that. And Mark was that's when I first met him. Is when I first had the opportunity to really realize how smart he really was. And we traveled, all these different places together. And my gosh, he really did share so much of his work. I mean, he gave so much of it away. I mean, it was just really sad, actually, when you stop to think of it, because he could have. Some of these other guys don't do it. Jake and Larry Williams and all these other guys never had. Well, Larry was a little bit. He was quite philanthropic. But anyway, I'm off the beaten track. Tell the folks, Paula T, what I want to do is, as you know, I'm going to be gone, and I know you're busy the next 2 weeks. And Paula has a great new career, something she's been waiting on for a long time. We're not going to tell you what it is. It fits in nicely with the trading stuff. But when you see the pictures of her, you are going to be blown away. I'll tell you that. We'll do that when we get back from London, probably in the middle of April. We'll have you on, and we want you to do a special show. And also, you're working on something special here for the folks, a special program for traders that are having a lot of trouble, and you'll be done with that in a few weeks. So that'll be very, very helpful too. So we'll do that, okay?
That sounds good. And just as a reminder, and I'm glad you brought it up, when traders have problems in their family or a relationship, it really does affect their trading. And so, seriously, and Mark and I have worked with traders, for decades on this. So just for all of you traders out there, I don't just talk to you about your trading. If you have other issues or other challenges, feel free to give me a call for your free 30-minute chat, because I can usually help you straighten things out. Yeah, so just keep that in mind. It's not just about the trading, it's about the complete mindset. Yeah.
And for every letter that he put on the page, you were over his shoulder looking at it, correcting it. I can remember that.
You didn't dot the I, Mark. Well, you know what it says.
No.
Well,
you
okay.
can say that better. Yeah. Okay, Paula T. Listen, thanks a lot, dear. We will have you back on here, very, very shortly. Okay, right after we get back from London.
Happy travels.
You bet. We'll see you later. And Sarah says hello. Okay.
All right.
Let's
move.
You bet. Paula T. Douglas, folks, Mark's wife and business partner. All right, let's take a look at a couple of things here. I wanted to point out to you, we were in the midst of doing something, but here's another chart that was interesting. I showed you the cash S&P chart, but here was another one, folks. This high that we made here today at 14,860 was an exact 50% retracement of the high that we made way back here in January. It's very, very important to look at that. We're going to take a little break here.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, so we'll talk about soybeans for a minute. This is the May soybeans, this hourly chart. You'll notice here we had this really nice 1-3-5 pattern on the downside. There's 1, 3, and 5. The ratios are perfect. The cycles are perfect, and you make a beautiful ABC at the top. You come down, make an ABCD, getting ready to make an ABCD down here at the exact 61% retracement. Well, what we're going to do now is we're going to take you back to Never Never Land, and we're going to see how this actually worked out. And we'll get this chart up, and you'll be able to see it in just a moment here. And then we'll go, hold on one second. Hold on just a minute here. Bada bing, bada boom. And that answer would be 1 second. Someone's asking me something. And that answer is YES. And we are correct. And okay, anyway, you'll notice that we did go down and we hit it exactly, had a very nice rally. Now, those of you that follow what I'm watching here, you'll know the first thing you have to ask yourself, just like in crude oil, after you make a low like this right here, you got to watch this really carefully, because if this doesn't get any higher, this is basically becomes a 1-3-5 pattern. Now, how do you know whether it's going to be a higher high, lower low, trend up or trend down? Well, boys and girls, that's part of the secret sauce that I've never given out. But fortunately, I have 3 openings to tell the people how to do that. Only 3. It's 25,000. Oh, Sarah just told me that we sold out. Sorry, folks, you'll have to catch me on another time, but you got to watch what this first relationship is going to be. And if you were following soybeans today, you'll see what that first retracement was, and you'll be able to figure out for yourself what that secret sauce is. Because the main thing you want to remember, folks, there is no secret sauce. Forget about it. I looked for 60 years, and I never found it. Just remember what Curly did. One thing. Do one thing right, okay? And that is protect your backside. Always worry about how much money you're going to lose, not how much money you're going to make. That's the real key. So that's what we're watching as we're looking at some of these charts here today. That's true of everything that we do, folks. It's not just that. It's just about everything. Now, we want to talk a little bit here about XOP, because Mike was nice enough to call in. It's one of our folks up there in Niagara Falls. And as you can see here, we have the big ABCD here. Now, this is the daily chart of the XOP. I'm going to do the weekly chart in just a moment here, but you can see here we're above the 61% retracement. We hit it once, and came down and went higher at the ABCD of this. So this is still in a strong uptrend. I imagine XOP is energy related. Just by looking at this, it has to be, because nothing else has been going up like this, and basically that was a weekly chart, folks. I'm sorry. I've got the daily here also, but let me do the weekly here. Here is the daily, and you'll see it. I did them backwards. Not unusual, but okay, here is the daily charts. You can see the giant ABCD that's formed. We're above see your 61% retracement was there. Then you backed off and went up and made a new high. Much like what we did. Now this is going higher. Then remember, crude oil topped 2 weeks ago on the 11th. Okay, so now we'll see what's going to happen with this from this level. But right now it's acting pretty good from a situation where you might have a pretty good correction here, because you do have that major ABCD, and you're basically just a little above the 61% retracement. So that's neither here nor there. Okay, those are the ones that we're watching here so far. If you have any questions, Al said to just hold your questions for another time, because there is just no way that anybody can get through today. The lines are just jam-packed, and you don't like to go through that. But we're all going to have a very special gift here in 1 second. A little water and that is, we're going to take a trip. We're not going to go across the pond. We're going to go across the Pacific Ocean to our friends over in Hong Kong. And we're going to take a look here at the Hong Kong index. You'll see we had that big rally back into where the breakout occurred, and exactly, folks, to the 61% retracement. You can't make it up. Well, you could, but no one would believe you. But now we should start a correction to the downside. Now, how much is correction? We've got a big gap here, so we'll start to fill that gap, and then we'll see what's going on. But the fact that we had this reversal gap, you remember the low right here at 18,010 was a perfect ABCD on the monthly chart, monthly and weekly. And we reviewed that more than 2 or 3 times here at TFNN, so we're not going to do that again. So that's what we're paying attention to right there. Okay. A line is, Al just told me a line has opened up. If you want to call in and do it quickly, you might be able to get in. If your luck is holding up, like the luck of the Irish, then you'll be able to carry. I want to bring that. I want to show you that ABCD in the Hincks thing, because I kept that because it was so doggone perfect here. We'll get this up here, and there we go. Okay. And there's the ABCD. I'm going to be doing this for 7 hours straight, folks, next Friday with Tom Hugard at our big program at Jeffrey Hall there in London, and it's going to be a fun 7 hours. And then I do an hour on Saturday, an hour on Sunday, and then we go to another venue, and we stop. We have 2 days where we get to visit some of our really dear friends. Everybody's a dear friend, but some of us have invited us, so we'll spend some time with them. And anyway, those are this, you can see that beautiful ABCD right there at 1810. So that's it. Anyway, someone asked a question just yesterday that I didn't get an answer, and that is, how do you know when the ABCD fails? The first reason that you know that the ABCD fails is it goes above D. That's one. Now, it can go above 1 or 2% and still be good, but once you get, if D happens to be at 127 and you go above that, it's probably going to go to 1.618. But if you're at 1.618, and if you're at 1.618, you don't want to get much. You're in big trouble if it goes any below that. I mean, there's just no other way. You just have to get out of it. It's just not fair. I mean, to stay in it, because when these patterns fail, and they do, then what you've got to do is you've got to be coming in there and realizing that I got to do something here to make a difference. Now, we were looking at that S&P up there. I just noticed it had a slight sell-off here. We were looking at, we went short at 45.37 on the video last night, and we've had a slight break now. We're down a little bit here in the S&P so far today, not much, but a little bit. But we'll see what happens from that level. Hold on one second, folks. I've got to check one other thing, and that is the bond market, because the bond market is in big trouble. 877-927-6648.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you looking for a secured investment which pays you on a monthly basis? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be the program for you. The best rate on a 5-year CD in the country right now, according to Bankrate.com, is paying 1% per year or $1,000 per $100,000 invested. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly, on secured, high-value buildable properties in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment is for 4 years, paying 7% per year or $7,000 per $100,000 invested. Your investment is secured by high-value real estate in St. Petersburg, Florida. Your investment can be anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000. Do you want to make $1,000 per year on $100,000 invested or $7,000 per year on a secured Tiger First mortgage? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be just the program for you. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly. For more information, you can call 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
Okay, we've got a caller from Philly. Jeff, are you there?
Yes. Hi, Larry. I know we don't have much time. I just sent you a chart. It's a little messy, but here's what I'm asking about. So this is the June gold futures 1 hour chart.
Okay. Now, the problem is I don't know if I can get... I think I can't. No, I didn't get it yet, Jeff. So it's
okay, you can use your own chart. Would be fine.
I can't even put that up. Just go explain to me, and we'll try to talk through it. Okay.
All right. Here's the question. So on the 1 hour gold chart, I see right now anyway, it's beautiful 135 pattern, but there's 9 bars between the 1 and the 3, and there's 13 bars between the 3 and the 5. And I don't know like what the tolerances are. So I wanted to ask, is that too much of a difference? 9 bars and 13 bars.
Well, it's okay. The difference, what you've got to do is remember time is most elusive, Jeff. You know, these price things we can see because that's real easy to see. Time is more elusive. It doesn't, it doesn't do the same harmonics that we do with price. So what you have to rely on is the price. So if the difference between the 9 and the 13 is not very much in price, it doesn't make any difference. But if that difference is, say, $500-$600, it makes a difference. And so you got to filter that in on how much you have to risk. I hope that answers your question. I guess it didn't. I can tell by the sign. That's
well, no,
okay.
I'm not sure how to convert time to the dollars. You know what I mean? Like I know
you can't do it. There's just no way that I know that you can do it. So you have to rely on the price. So to me, if it's setting at the same number, like I say, is it you got 9 handles or 9 time bars, then it makes a little higher high at 13 bars. Okay, if that distance is not very much, it's acceptable. But if that difference between 9 and 13 is really big, something's wrong, you see?
Oh, I see. Well, right now, the top of the candles are exactly perfectly on a trend line, like a 135 trend line.
Well,
and
there's your answer.
Absolutely perfect, but the time isn't as perfect.
Then worry about the price, because time you have no control over, my friend.
I thank you.
Thanks for calling in, folks.